everyone, we're on our way out to Kearney Hill Golf Links to tape some stand-ups for Lexington Now. It's a great show. Let's go. Hi, we're coming to you from one of Lexington and Fayette County's greatest golfing venues, Kearney Hill Golf Links. Kearney Hill is a certified Audubon cooperative sanctuary, and as you can tell, it's absolutely gorgeous, so book your tee time soon. Coming up on this week's show, a discussion of the Fayette County Detention Center, zoning for recreation and tourism uses, July 4th events and happenings, pools and aquatics, June is Pet Preparedness Month, and an update about the new Senior Activity Center. This and more on Lexington Now. I'm Brenna Angel, and welcome to Lexington Now, where we take a look at the news of your urban county government. A presentation about research concerning the Fayette County Detention Center, named the Workforce Questionnaire, was presented to the Public Safety and Planning Committee last week. We pick up discussion and questions from council members after the presentation.
Thank you for this presentation. Just wondering if there were any statistics or any data or anything that you had to compare this to from years back.
No, not really, and the main reason is for that is that many of the measures we utilize in this study have never, ever been measured in a correctional facility. And again, Director Ballard at the time allowed us to do this study. I wasn't sure he would allow us to do it. I mean, not many jail administrators in this country are going to let you come in their facility and allow you to ask their staff about whistleblowing, propensity, reporting wrongdoing, things of that nature. So, sorry, but no, there's really no standards, no norms to compare a lot of our data with. Okay,
and I don't know, is there any plan on administrative wise? And I look back at our Public Safety Commissioner and whoever our new director will be. Is there any plans to take this information and put it into play and to try to start making other improvements? And
there certainly is. I'll just say for me, I'm still at the absorption stage. I've read the entire study twice. I sat through the 4-hour presentation, and then I've had subsequent conversations with Dr. Wells and Dr. Miner, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around some of the far-reaching concepts that go with some of the variables that were measured. But that's exactly what we plan to do. Once we had the new director on board, we felt like it was important to have that person leading the charge to look at development of strategies to provide some interventions for these areas. We want them certainly to be on board with what the plan is and start moving forward. We also want to continue the relationship with Dr. Wells and Dr. Miner and EKU to do some further research, some causal research, to try to understand what causes this variable to be high or low. Those are important pieces. We're going to do some benchmark research to look at and see what others in the field may be doing to address some of these variables. It's really an exciting piece of work, and I look at it as a baseline, something we've never had before. We've all had impressions that we thought this might cause this or whatever. Now we have something that we can point to that's research-based that will give us a really good springboard to move forward.
Councilmember Stinnett.
Thank you, Chair. Commissioner, I was going to ask the question that Councilmember Lamb asked, is what are you going to do with this report? And I appreciate you willing to take a pause and digest it further. If I might add to that report, and I know this is going to make some people in the room uncomfortable, but you know, one issue that since I've been on council has always been the leadership, questioned by staff, by employees, and some of this data explains that. And whether it's perceived or real, the end result is it's something's there that we need to change culture-wise. And I guess when I say leadership, upper in the ranks. And if you look out in the room, you know, I don't see any women in leadership. I don't see any minorities. And nothing against the individuals here. They've worked their way up and they've been promoted just like anyone else, but that's got to change. We can't go forward as a community unless that changes. And I think page 167, I'll read this just so the public doesn't have a copy. It says, overall, the data suggests that female staff feel alienated and marginalized, and that they do not trust their fellow employees, including management, and that they are not treated fairly by their superiors. And then it goes on in here to talk about the fear of retaliation, and that's men and women now. Now I'm jumping to everyone feels a sense of retaliation that if they do report, that's got to change too. Those are the two biggest things that I've heard in 13 years around this council, that those are issues that I think we can improve. I appreciate the work you did, Mr. Wells, and this is a good benchmark, but we got to improve in those two areas going forward. And I hope you feel the same way. We'll take a look at that on a serious.
I do, in terms of diversity at the upper level. I can tell you we have some rising stars at the captain rank that comprise, I think, 3 or 4 of the 5 certified jail managers in the state of Kentucky. Or there's a couple of captains, female captains, so they're at that developmental stage where they're really going to be able to contribute to the organization in the future, I think.
Well, good. Well, thank you again, and Director Ballard, thank you for coming back and your willingness to do this. This was a hard thing to do, but you know what? We can only improve from here, and it's well worth it, in my opinion. So thank you all.
Some of the recommendations by staff or concerns and some of the qualitative comments of the report. What are we? I know that it is new, so are we planning to look at some of that, and like the lie detector test, for instance, on hiring? Is that required? Is it a state requirement? Is it a federal requirement? Is there anything that we have the power to control?
It's not a requirement. That's something that we choose to do. I would venture to say that some of the higher scales, when you get to the whistleblowing and integrity type issues, there's a strong feeling of people that they want to hold people accountable within the agency. I suspect that we're getting a lot of the right people in the door. We're just not getting enough of the right people in the door, enough people, period. For instance, last police class, there were 6 people who had worked at community corrections that were graduating in the class. So we're getting good people at community corrections, and I think that's reflected in the importance to them that we hold people accountable and there's a high level of integrity. But we need to just get more word out and get more people involved in applying, more of the right people.
And I agree with you too. I know that the police department has taken great strides lately with public relations and has done a marvelous job with that. The fire department has done that pretty well for a long time. And so I think that the corrections department could use some of that as well, and that I know I can do it in my council newsletter, or maybe do a council comment since it's in my district, but to highlight the staff there and try to increase the public support and appreciation for, because it is a tough job and not many people want to do it. So
you can watch the complete meeting at lexingtonky.gov and go to GTV3 under archived meetings. Next up was a discussion about zoning recommendations regarding recreation and tourism in agricultural zones. And here's some questions to the planning staff.
I think that the fact that the planning staff is bringing something to us that has already been turned down by the work group and the planning commission, I think we have to give that strong consideration and understanding before we vote on that issue. And as it relates to the A end zone, I understand that there are 6 conditions. There are 6 uses that need to be switched, or that is recommended by the staff to be switched from principal to conditional. And I just want to make a statement that if something is conditional, that you're not limiting that use from being created on that property. If it's principal, you have no say, but if it's conditional, it still can be in place on that property. So I see the benefit of conditional, because that way we make sure we look over the entire property, and we make sure that we're safe and how we're moving forward, and we're following our rural land management plan, and all of the recommendations from all the work that the work group has done, as well as the majority of the Planning Commission.
I think everybody understands that there's been a long and involved effort in getting to the place we are today, and that what we're left with, I think, is a disagreement about whether these uses should be permitted or conditional. The Planning Commission voted 6-5 to keep them as permitted uses, overturning the work of the task force and the recommendation of the planning staff. Given that, and given I think that this is what I think we're here to talk about today, I'm going to make a motion to amend the proposal that has come to us from the Planning Commission to return the 6 uses which they have as permitted uses to conditional uses. So that would change hiking and bicycle trails, equine trails, tree canopy tours, canoeing and kayaking, launch sites, nature preserves, and educational classes, to make them conditional uses rather than permitted uses. So move.
It's a motion. Do I have a second? Second. It's a motion and second discussion on the motion.
I mean, there are other
I'm sorry.
people signed up to speak.
Thank you, Chair. There are several people who signed up for questions, I think, before we were ready for motions. So I can speak to the motion, but I have questions before I was ready to do that.
Why don't we go ahead and take care of the questions first, if you don't mind, Vice Mayor? And then maybe those questions can be answered, then we can go ahead and vote on the motion.
Well, I guess I'm interested in having the discussion focus on that question. And so I don't see that that would prevent anybody from asking questions or making comments.
Councilmember Bledsoe, do you have a question on the motion then? All right. Go ahead, Councilmember. Or Councilmember Stennert, do you have a question on the motion?
I do.
All right. Go ahead.
A couple questions going back to this whole notion of going before Board of Adjustments is somehow more protective and better than this body right here, basically is what's been said today from the public. And I take offense to that, because I've sat through a lot of zone changes. I sat through zone changes where we've put so many conditions on them that when it goes to the Planning Commission, they end up not doing the development, and it goes away. I think this body is perfectly capable of making any decision on the AN zone and adding conditions that do protect what our signature is in the rural landscape.
Hear people and appreciate the slippery slope argument and that we don't want more Luke Bryan concerts. I don't think anyone here wants that, but it happened and it was legal to happen. And so I don't know that even if we approve what the Planning Commission recommended, that we can always prevent every potential, bad thing that could happen in a zone. And I just think that there should be some kind of principal uses when we're talking about hiking and canoeing and equine trails, biking trails. I don't think that we're going to have 25,000 people blocking the streets to come out and hike or go canoeing in summer months. So I don't think that the sky will fall if it's approved.
To watch the complete discussion and see how the vote turned out, go online to lexingtonky.gov, go to GTV3 under Archived Meetings. When we come back, it's Independence Day celebrations in Lexington.
Face it, we were meant to fish. As part of the Fishing in the Neighborhoods program, otherwise known as FINS, Jacobson Lake is regularly stocked with catchable-sized channel catfish, rainbow trout, largemouth bass, and sunfish. So get your poles, have fun, and go fishing at Jacobson Lake, located in Jacobson Park. Hook them lips.
Welcome back. Laura Farnsworth with the Downtown Lexington Corporation gives us all the details about July 4th celebrations in Lexington.
And tell us who you are, what you do, Laura.
Hi, I'm Laura with the Downtown Lexington Corporation, and we're here today to talk about Lexington's 4th of July Festival, presented by Fifth Third Bank. This year, Lexington's 4th of July Festival will take place from Friday, July 1st through Monday, July 4th. There will be so many activities going on all throughout downtown and the surrounding neighborhoods. It's really going to be a great opportunity to come downtown. There's seriously something for everyone. On Friday, July 1st at noon, we'll have the Great American Pie Contest and Ice Cream Social, which is hosted by Alltech. Over 70 home cooks will bring their finest pies to the Fifth Third Bank Pavilion, and they'll be tested by judges. After that, we'll cut the pies up and give everyone a slice, along with some delicious Cheney's Dairy Barn ice cream. It's the perfect reason to come downtown on your lunch break. In the evening of Friday, July 1st, at the Fifth Third Bank Pavilion, we will have a Friday Night Live style concert featuring the Wanna Beatles. In case you can't guess, it's a Beatles cover band, national traveling act. They are amazing. The concert will start at 5:30, and of course, food and drink will be available for purchase. On Saturday, July 2nd, come down to the Fifth Third Pavilion for the Lexington Farmers Market. The market takes place that Saturday and every Saturday throughout the year from 7 a.m. until 2 p.m. Additionally, in the afternoon, check out the new Splash Jam Water Park. More information will be available at lexingtonky.gov. On Sunday, July 3rd, Lexington's Patriotic Concert will welcome guests to the lawn at Morrison Hall on Transylvania University's campus, and of course, the Gratz Park area as well. The Lexington Philharmonic will perform an amazing patriotic music concert for all to enjoy. The concert is free, and food and drinks will be available for purchase. On Monday, July 4th, Lexington's 4th of July Festival will take to the street as thousands of runners will participate in the 40th annual Bluegrass 10K foot race. The race starts at 7:30 a.m. and registration information can be found at lexingtonky.gov. From 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., hundreds of vendors will take to the streets of downtown. Vendors including concessions, arts and crafts, commercial businesses, and more. Additionally, 5 entertainment spots will be located downtown with all different types of music: rock, gospel, dance. It's definitely something you're not going to want to miss. At 2 p.m., Lexington's Independence Parade will march down Main Street from Midland Avenue to Mill Street. Around 100 different entries, including floats, community groups, equestrian groups, and of course marching bands, will join together and ring in the Independence Day. And finally, at 10 p.m., a fireworks display will light up the skies. In case you haven't heard, we've moved the fireworks display this year to near Commonwealth Stadium and Alumni Drive. There will be lots of parking available at Commonwealth Stadium, so don't worry. There's going to be plenty of opportunities to see the fireworks. For more information, you can find us at downtownlex.com and of course, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
What better way to cool down this summer than to visit one of Lexington's many pools and aquatic centers? Aquatics Director Scott Sheets gives us the info.
My name is Scott Sheets. I'm the aquatic director here at Parks. We have 7 pools. We have one at Pickett, which is the pool that we're at now. We have Southland Aquatic Center, which is off Claysmill Road. We have Shillitoe, which is off Reynolds Road. We have Woodland Aquatic Center, which is right in the middle of the town. We have Tates Creek Aquatic Center, which is at the end of Gaines Way. We have Castlewood, which is on the north side of town. We have Douglas, which is off Georgetown Road.
What are the prices of the pools in the aquatic centers, Scott?
The aquatic centers are 4 aquatic centers, which are Tates Creek, Castlewood, Southland, and Woodland are $5 for adults and $4 for children. Our neighborhood pools, which is Pickett, Shillitoe, and Douglas, are $4 for adults and $3 for children.
Now, I think you have a special event, you said, coming up at Shillitoe, I believe?
We do. Shillitoe. We have a special event at Shillitoe, which is Saturday. Our gates will open at 8 o'clock. We're going to do a movie night, and we are going to be showing Star Wars, The New Force Awakens. And it's going to be limited to the first 500 people.
For more information for parks, for the pools and different stuff, where can people get information, pricing?
For more information and pricing, you can go to lexingtonky.gov and click the Parks and Recreation tab.
Did you know that June is Pet Preparedness Month? Turns out pets need emergency kits just like people.
My name is Ashley Hammond with Lexington Humane Society. We're very excited to be here with Lexington Division of Emergency Management and Lexington Fayette Animal Care and Control. June is Pet Preparedness Month, so we want to make sure that the community is ready to take care of their pets and how to prepare in case of an emergency. We also want to inform the community on summer pet safety tips so that you know what to do in case of the summer heat gets too extreme. So first off, we want to kind of go over the different things that you want to put in your pet emergency kit. That includes a carrier. You want to make sure that you have somewhere where your pet can stay safe and comfortable in case you have to transport them. Water and bowls for your pet, along with harness and leash. And you want to have the proper tags for your pet along with the city license and the rabies vaccination. And also you want to have your vaccination history in case you're asked, in case you have to board your pet anywhere in an emergency. Not only those items do you need pet food for your pet, the food that they're currently eating and most used to. You want to have them prepared for flea and heartworm preventative treatment, just to make sure. You also want to have their favorite toys, again, to keep them comfortable and happy and healthy. That also includes treats as well. So we want to make sure that everything is covered whenever you are having to transport your pet from your comfortable location to a new location.
I am Public Information Officer Timothy Brown with Lexington Fayette Animal Care and Control. Leaving an animal in the car, I mean, fortunately it's not a law yet, but we definitely want to be cautious as to when we do and why we leave our animals in our vehicles. You definitely want to monitor it, but I mean, even if the temperature was at 7 degrees, it can be 20 times the degrees in the vehicle. So you definitely want to monitor all the heat, especially in the summertime. But one thing that we do caution people is if you have to leave an animal in the vehicle, you definitely want to have water for it, and you want to have a good air circulation, so you want to have the windows down.
Christy Stambaugh with Social Services gives us an update on the new Senior Activity Center being constructed off Richmond Road.
It's opening sometime this summer. We know this for a fact. We know that our ribbon cutting is Tuesday, August 23rd at 10 a.m. and we hope that you'll come. But some of the things that you'll see at the Senior Center are an expanded program space. We're going from 17,000 square feet to 33,000 square feet. Not only that, but we're a part of a 22-acre park. And so there'll be a lot of amenities that the park has to offer, such as a walking trail, and we'll have pickleball courts, and of course we'll share those with the community. The walking trail goes all the way out through the park, out to the ball fields. There'll be a basketball goal, there'll be picnic shelters, there's already currently bathroom facilities, there's going to be a football field, there's 3 ballparks. Anyway, it's going to be just a fantastic place to have the Lexington Senior Center. Many of the things that we offer currently are going to be moved over with us and then blown up and expanded. So some of our favorite programs that we currently offer are ceramics and art and Tai Chi and Zumba and aerobics and bridge playing and card playing, bingo. All of those things are coming with us to the new center, and then we'll be able to expand and offer many, many more new different things. Like we have pottery wheels coming in, we have 2 new kilns coming, we have sewing machines just ready to be set up for sewing classes. We'll have an expanded billiards area with 3 brand new billiards tables. We have fitness equipment, state of the art, an entire fitness room with cardio equipment and weights, machine weights, hand weights, a dance studio or group fitness room. So no longer are we, the staff, going to be saying, oh, we can't offer that because we don't have space, or something else is happening in that room at that time. Now we're going to be able to expand and have designated spaces for designated activities. We're really excited about a cafe that's going in with outdoor seating right in the front of the building. And then there's patio seating in the back of the building as well, with raised flower beds, and part of it's covered, and there's tables with umbrellas, a beautiful yard for bocce, for croquet. So we're excited to be getting in this summer, 2016, so that we can truly enjoy the beautiful weather that Kentucky is bringing us. So the new center is at 195 Life Lane. And Life Lane it used to be a service road, and now it's a city street, going to be maintained by us. There's already Lextran buses that are operating both in inbound and outbound, and the bus stop's in super close proximity to the new senior center at 195 Life Lane, which is part of Idle Hour Park. So if you're kind of trying to be oriented, you can get to the center either off of New Circle, across from Wood Hill Shopping Center, or where that Freedom Dodge is, or you can get to us from Richmond Road. And there are 3 magnificent entrances that get you back through the parking lot that is the Southland Christian Church. There's that McDonald's there. This Home Depot is close by. So we have lots of easy in, easy out, so different from our location on Nicholasville Road. So join us at the new Senior Center at 195 Life Lane, coming soon, the summer of 2016.
You can find out more by visiting social services online at lexingtonky.gov. Some meetings this week in your government are the Environmental Quality and Public Works, Council Work Session, and a Council meeting. For a complete list of all the meetings this week, go to lexingtonky.gov. And of course, you can watch all our meetings on GTV3 or online. That's it for now. Watch next week for more of your urban county government news and events. And remember, you can always get the latest information on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and by visiting lexingtonky.gov. Be sure to check out our new HD traffic cameras on the website under Traffic Updates and just click on Cameras. From the staff and producers here at GTV3, have a great week. I'm Brenna Angel, and thanks for watching.
This message is brought to you by the U.S. Fire Administration. Have 2 ways out. When fire strikes, deadly smoke can fill your home within minutes. That's why the USFA wants you to plan and practice home fire drills. Draw a map of each level of your home showing all doors and windows. Discuss the map with everyone who lives with you. Practice your home fire drill at least twice a year. Make sure all doors and windows that lead outside open easily. Push the smoke alarm button to start the drill. Try feeling your way in the dark or with your eyes closed. Have at least 2 ways out of every room. If your first way out is blocked by fire or smoke, you can use your second way out. If there is smoke, get low and go. Crawl quickly under the smoke to your nearest exit. Close doors behind you and gather at a pre-planned outside meeting place where first responders can see you. Call 911. Remember, get out and stay out. Never go back inside for people, pets, or things. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Hello, I'm Detective Mark Thomas with the Lexington Police Department. You may also know me from Bluegrass Crime Stoppers. I'm here to talk to you a little bit today about a new texting system that we have available through any smartphone. In the body of your message, you can text LexPD plus your tip to crimes. When you're submitting anonymous information, we ask that you include several things that would help us conduct the investigations more thoroughly, such as a person's name, their home address, possible license plate numbers, any other people involved, or why you think that they're conducting the type of activity that you believe that they are. All of those things, no matter how small you believe they could be, are relevant to the investigation. So please include those. So remember, you can send your anonymous tip information either through text, you can call the Bluegrass Crime Stoppers anonymous tip line at 859-253-2020, or you can go online to bluegrasscrimestoppers.com. Thank you.